And with that, let's transition into the app. So I think this is the original kind of what sparked the idea, right? You got into the hardware stuff and had to figure out how to overcome all of those obstacles. But now talk about the app experience that you're creating and how these fitness classes work, how, what the experience is like and how you're getting all of this different variety, I assume, of classes, instructors, and people to, actually guide people through some of these swimming workouts.
Yeah. And again, I think it's a very similar story, like both of us being fascinated by the rise of Peloton. At the time we were running the classes, Peloton was growing in popularity too. And so, you had a lot of people talk about, well, no one's going to do it at home. It's so different. And that quickly, got busted because people were doing it at home. And so we, not only in doing the classes, but also in understanding the difference between land-based fitness and like when you could see a video versus all of our workouts have to be audio because you're not watching a screen. But the same things apply, right? You have an instructor and they're guiding you through this workout. We have a music licensing deal with one of the top record labels. So we have fun music. And then it just kind of understanding the surroundings, right? So we found coaches all over the country that have a swim background and they have to be charismatic. Like not all coaches are created equal. And so we sifted through a lot to have 6 really strong instructors, but it's like everything from a little thing of understanding like, okay, well, not everyone's swimming in the same size pool. So how do you have a workout that doesn't matter what size pool? And it's like, well, then a lot of the intervals are based on time. So, it's like, it's a warm up and a coach saying like, hey, whether you're in a 25-yard pool or a home pool, just listen to my cues and everything will be based on a 30-second interval. So when I say sprint for 30 seconds, whether that means 1 lap, whether that means 3 laps. And so everyone can be on the same page. And then you interject the fun playlist, which again, changes behavior. There's so much science around what music does when you're working out. And then also like, they don't see you, just like the instructor doesn't see you when they're on a Peloton bike, but putting in cues like, don't stop now, or like, you're doing great. Again, the same mental science of it exists where it's like, I know they don't see me, but hearing that pushes you or makes you feel good. And so the workouts are everything from, a learn how to freestyle technique set to, a 30-minute HIIT training to 45-minute, more of an endurance style swim and kind of everything in between. It really runs the gamut of types of workouts.
Got it. So just to backtrack a little bit, did you start creating all of these classes and workouts through COVID or did you already start before COVID?
Man, I don't even remember when COVID started or not. Well,
it's been about 2 years already. Yeah,
I haven't really thought about this either. But so at the beginning, because we had learned so much during this, when we were running the classes, the first probably 30 workouts were all hand scripted by Charlie and I. We hand wrote the classes. We hand wrote like, okay, 10-second break, insert this song, 45-second break, insert this song, and then would type it out. And then one of our coaches is also a voiceover actor. And so he then recorded all of it. And then we had an audio engineer put the music with his voice. So again, very DIY, but we created those classes. And then we realized like not really scalable. Also like probably not the best for Charlie and I to be writing the workouts because 1, we're not swim instructors. And 2, like there is a finite amount of those workouts that we can probably write. So then we shifted to let's find a few more instructors who can create their own workouts.
Okay.
And so we had probably those scripted out in 2018. So before COVID. And then our current instructors we found during COVID, the beginning of COVID, or no, maybe some in 2019, but definitely 2020, we signed up a few more. I mean, it's all remote work. So from that perspective, it worked really well. But yeah, we sifted through a lot of people to get like a very solid group of 6 of them.
Got it. And the only reason why I ask is because, I mean, obviously COVID threw a wrench in a lot of things. Everyone's world got thrown upside down. But for this product specifically, right? If you already started having a bunch of classes out and you were selling it, you know, in 2020 or whenever that was, explain that. How did everyone was at home trying to find workouts? You know, I guess you would have to have access to a public pool if you didn't have your own pool, right? Or,
Right.
you know, the ocean. Well, the ocean, we'll talk about that at the end because I do have a question about that. But do you think that helped to grow some of that influence or, you know, that popularity during COVID, where a lot of people jumping on this platform because they wanted to get not only swimming workouts in, but it was a new innovative tool that they had?
I think it's interesting because obviously logistics and manufacturing and shipping added a lot of challenges to what we were doing as a small startup, especially. But I also think during COVID, it really, to us and to others, proved the market for swim. Pools were now taking reservations, and it was very hard to find lap time. Like people who swim are passionate population. They do not want to miss their lap time. And so we actually just couldn't keep up with demand. Like we strategically built a small amount to not overspend at the beginning and really just sell, have people use it, listen to early adopters, get feedback, you know, try and bring feedback back to anything we could, you know, change that wouldn't take too long. But yeah, we did find that a lot of people were buying it and using it. And even now coming out of COVID, even more people are like, you know, you're not going to take your Peloton bike with you to travel, but we have people who take it with them and they're like, hey, I'm in Mexico and swimming with it, or I'm wherever and swimming with it, taking it on vacation, or because it's not getting hot and people can finally go outside. We're seeing like an influx of demand for it, which is really fun to see.
Yes. No, that's really interesting to hear. So, you know, everyone will put up all of the contact information and all of that so that you can go check it out. You have a lot of content out there because before we started recording, I was looking up some of the things and there's a lot of information out there that you have put out, right, to give people an understanding.